Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Herbie's Community Cooking Call for, let's see, what is it? January 28th, 2025. How's everybody doing today? First of all, I am definitely doing a lot better than I was this time last week. If you were on the call last week, you know that I had to end abruptly, and we won't go into the details, but suffice it to say, I think it was a good decision that I made. But I think we're back on track this week. And today we are going to have Heidi in the kitchen making for us apple pie coffee cake. Before we get into that, I just want to finish up talking about what I did with the stroganoff last week, so that way you all know what was done. Now, I will mention that there is an actual organized beef stroganoff call that I did earlier, and I do believe it is on the YouTube channel, and that's really the one that you want, but I will get this other one uploaded as well. But anyway, let's see. I think where I left off is I put the mushrooms into the mixture. So while I was letting all that cook, in another pot I put in the egg noodles. You only really need about half a bag of egg noodles. And unfortunately, I didn't think to use my beautiful sieve pot, but that's okay. So, egg noodle, you do like half a bag of egg noodles, and you boil them in water. Add in just like a little bit of salt so they don't stick, or you can use a little bit of oil. And after you do all that, so let the other stuff cook like on medium to low, and stir constantly. Then you will want to drain it because there's still going to be a little bit of olive oil in there. So drain out all the excess oil and then return it to the stove and add in the can of cream of mushroom soup. And you want the family sized can for this because the little can isn't going to make enough. So you want the family sized can of the cream of mushroom soup, which is a lot bigger. And it's just your typical can that you open. And I don't remember right now if that one has the pull tab or not. Sorry, guys. But you add that to the mixture and cook it on like medium to medium low. You want it to cook into the mixture. And then when your noodles are done in the other pot, just use your spoon to stir constantly to see where they got to. You then drain them. And if you have a pasta pot, that works really well, but I'll talk about that pot another time. And then you, some people, I personally like to just mix it all in together. Some people like to serve the mixture on top of the pasta, so that's your personal preference, but I just mix it all in. And ladle it onto the plate, and for the wife, the sour cream stuff, and yeah. So that is how you finish up the stroganoff. All right, so let's get on to today's call. And Heidi, are you with us?
She doesn't seem to be in Zoom. Was she supposed to be in Zoom?
Yes. Um, she said she was ready a little bit ago.
Well,
All
if
right.
if I could wave my magic wand and make her appear, I would do it. And we have hands. Do you want any hands?
Yes, I will take hands.
All right, Petra is first.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Herbie, I was going to say I talked to a friend of mine who claims to be a chef, and she discourages putting oil in with spaghetti or noodles because she says it does keep them from sticking, but it also keeps the sauce from being able to blend with the noodles as well as it does without the oil. So just something to think about. I always used to put oil in, but I don't anymore.
Huh. That is interesting. I mean, because you think it would all drain out once you. So that is
Yes,
interesting.
but the oil has coated the noodles, so the oil doesn't all drain off.
Right. Okay. I mean, you only. I mean, I've only
So
added on a tiny bit of oil to keep things from sticking.
I agree with you. I'm just passing on a comment
Yeah.
that people can think about or not. It's,
Yeah. Definitely.
I still agree with putting oil in. It was just something that she suggested,
Right.
and I thought it was worth considering.
Oh, definitely. Now, in this case, I actually did use salt this last time, but yeah, that's definitely good to know.
Okay, and then Jill has her hand up.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. I have one a book recommendation and then second a question.
All
Um, the
right.
the book recommendation, it's a book that's on Bard in audio. It may be in Braille, I'm not sure, but it's called Not Your Mother's Slow Cooker. And it's really good, and I highly recommend it for people who want to find some slow cooker recipes. And then the question is, I noticed that the recipe called for a white cake mix, and I'm just curious if you or anyone knows what's the difference between a white or a yellow cake mix.
Oh, the color. I have no idea. I'll defer to the audience on that one.
Okay.
The question came up once before, and Patty had an answer. So if nobody else does, you might try asking her and see if I'm correct that she did. But I will defer to the audience. If you know if there's a difference between the white and the yellow cake mix, raise your hand and let us know. Likewise in Clubhouse. And
Sorry about
Thank
that.
you.
I had a brain fart. I'm
Hello,
here.
Heidi.
all right, there she is.
Sorry, brain fart.
Okay, we do still have two hands. Do you want to take those first?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Ladon.
Actually,
go
before
ahead.
sorry, Don, before Ladon, before I get to you, just want to briefly mention, because Jill brought this to mind. If you are on, excuse me, on Facebook, there's also a lot of recipes out there, and there's one called slow cooker tips and things to follow, and you can get a lot of slow cooker recipes on there as well that are easy to read, actually. So, anyway, I will just thought I'd mention that. Okay, Ladon.
Yeah, I just wondered what you mentioned. A pasta pot? What in the world is that?
All right, so a pasta pot is a pot that has the lid has the holes in it for draining out the water. So what you do is, and it works as a regular pot lid as well for the pot. So when you're ready to drain, you simply turn two little dials on one on each side. And wear a pair of oven mitts. This is crucial, as I discovered the hard way the first time. And then you just hold the pot upside down over the sink, and the water will drain out of it through the holes in the lid, and leaving you with the whatever you're doing inside. I just recently used it for mashed potatoes, so
So it's not an electronic device. You cook
nope.
still on top of the stove, and so it's just a pot with a lid with holes in it.
Yep, and a locking mechanism to hold it in place for when you want to drain.
Where do you find it?
Anywhere that you
Okay,
would find pots. It's nothing fancy. No electronic, no electricity required. Because if you have a gas stove, then you wouldn't be using electricity.
thanks a bunch.
You're welcome.
All right,
Our
and our
yes,
last hand is Melissa.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when you mentioned about like the slow cooker, there is actually that I sent you a recipe, Herbie. I don't know if you saw it. It was Dutch oven chicken, the one that I sent you, because
Yeah.
I don't know if we were gonna cook that. I don't know when, but
We'll see, because I don't actually have a slow cooker, but I could probably simulate the Dutch oven. But I don't have a working oven at the moment, so
oh,
yeah.
okay. So the stroganoff you were mentioning that when you have to drain the pasta out, you have to put oil in it, but then you can also put paprika inside of it too.
So the oil is what you're trying to do is keep the noodles from sticking to each other, because you can have huge things can turn out interesting. So you're just putting in a tiny bit of oil or a tiny bit of salt to keep them from sticking together. You could try to season it with the paprika or whatever. I would do that more in the mixture itself, not in the noodles. But
Okay, because it would taste good.
because you would probably drain out a lot of the paprika, whatever you mix in the noodles, some of it would drain out. So
Right.
I'd be more likely to put it in the mixture itself. So,
Okay.
all right. Any other hands?
No, no, sir, no more.
All right. So I had my ingredients list here, and what is this thing doing? There we go. So now let's go on to our apple pie coffee cake. So we need one 15-ounce package white cake mix, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1 cup sour cream, 3 eggs, 1/4 cup water, one 20-ounce can apple pie filling, 1 cup confectioner's sugar, 1 tablespoon plus more to taste. And that is our ingredients list. And our first question for you, Heidi, do you by any chance know if there's a difference between white and yellow cake mix?
Not a clue, Bob. In fact, we actually have French vanilla cake mix, and I actually said to Nick, I'm like, nope, it says white cake mix. It's probably the same, but I'm following the directions.
I think
Hey,
French
Herbie,
vanilla would give it a little bit more flavor, so.
Herbie,
Yeah.
I just looked it up, and the difference between white cake mix and yellow cake mix is that they only use the egg whites in white cake mix, and they use the whole egg in yellow cake mix. So you could
All right.
probably interchange them if you wanted to.
Yeah, you probably could. And for that matter, I wonder how it would taste with chocolate cake mix. All right. Well, Heidi, I am now going to turn it over to you.
Okay. First of all, sorry guys. I somehow got this mixed up with another call that I go on around the same time. And so first thing you're gonna do is preheat your oven to what's 350? Okay. You didn't just get the sour cream out, did you? No. All right, so were we putting the cake mix in first, son? Okay, so we're gonna spray the 9 by 13 baking dish with cooking spray. Just do a little oil, which we apparently do not have. So we're gonna do a little oil, and I'm gonna hand Nick a paper towel. Well, yeah, I'll give you a paper towel, and you can wipe it around. Yeah. All right, so our pan is now greased. Next step. All right, so now we're gonna add the cake mix, which I actually have a pair of kitchen scissors that are squeaky. I'm gonna cut the bag open, and we have our stand mixer. Do you want to go grab the? I thought we had to wait for that. Oh. I just took a pair of scissors and just sliced into the cake mix. Now I'm putting it into the mixer bowl. Nick is opening our sour cream, which we were able to get an 8-ounce container. So we don't have to measure 1 full cup because 8 ounces is 1 cup. Cake mix. Good. Spatula. Yes. Need a spatula. Yes, I hear you, Lily. You need a spatula for the sour cream? If we don't have it, we don't have it. That stinks. Yeah. Nick's gonna deal with the sour cream, and I am going to grab a paper towel. I'm doing the Kayla cheat. I have a little ramekin. I'm putting the little ramekin on top of the paper towel. I got an egg. I swear these eggs came from ostrich. One egg. Put that one in. The cream's in. 1 egg is in. The egg is in. I know you cracked word. Third egg is in. We'll just skip the cinnamon one. We don't have any ground cinnamon, so we're skipping that. I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference. And then mix it up. And it's that adds the water. Oh, water. Water. Okay. I got the water going anyway because I gotta wash the meat. Okay, so now everything is in the mixer. Mixer is going. Are there any questions as of right now?
Petra has her hand up. Go ahead, Petra.
Well, Heidi, you lost me with the paper towel and the egg. I don't know what the paper towel was for.
Oh, I put it underneath the first one I gave to Nick so he could wipe the oil into the pan because we're out of cooking spray. The second one I put underneath the little ramekin so that the egg goo, if there was any, would come out on the paper towel.
Okay. Okay, that answer. Like, what was the paper towel for when you were breaking an egg?
That I just put it underneath the dish to catch any drips.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, and Jill has her hand up.
Hello. I know you're out of cinnamon, but if you have any apple pie spice blend, that would work well too.
We don't have apple pie spice, do we?
Chinese five spice.
I don't
Well,
know
keep
if
in
that
mind
would
though
be...
that it also does already use the apple pie filling, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
Okay.
sometimes I use that as a backup for cinnamon.
Yep.
Somebody in Clubhouse has a hand up. Diane, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. We have Music Girl. Music Girl, you may unmute.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Herbie. Good morning, Dazzy.
Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning, good morning. I have a question, Heidi. It doesn't say in your recipe, but can you use nuts in this recipe? Because it doesn't say it at all.
I'm not a big fan of putting nuts in things, but if you like nuts in them, I say go for it.
And if so, when can you add those nuts to the recipe?
It depends on if you want it in the coffee cake or if you want it in the cake itself, or if you want it as a topping.
Hmm. Okay, thank you.
Now,
Yep.
before you leave us, Rachel, I do have to ask. So, do we get your boyfriend listening to this show as well? Do you
I'm
know?
afraid so.
You're afraid
I'm
so?
afraid so.
All right, and his name was Dean, right?
You got it. Dean from Ohio. That's right.
All right, Dean from Ohio, welcome. My dad's side of the family comes from Columbus, so glad to have you on board in the
That's where
state
he's
that's.
from.
All
Oh my
right.
gosh.
Well, his state is round on both ends and high in the middle, so. All right, well, glad to have you on
Okay.
board, then, my friend, and hope if you ever feel like coming on Zoom or Clubhouse one of these days, we'd love to have you. But we also love to have you and everybody else who is just listening on ACB Media. All right.
Okay, Ibrahim.
Hey, the sour cream and probably the eggs, are they at room temperature when you add them to the mixture?
No.
Okay.
Okay, and our last hand for now is Melissa.
Okay, Heidi. So, you are making the coffee apple cake. So you don't have cinnamon, right? So you just have to go without it, right? So you
Yep.
could just substitute. It's a good idea. How long does it? How much temperature do you put for the apple cake when you put it inside the oven?
It's set for 350.
Oh, okay. So basically,
We haven't gotten to baking it yet.
Oh, okay. So I would I would like to see if I can get the recipe.
It'll go out.
Okay. Okay.
Herbie has the recipe. It'll go out on the list.
Okay. So the apple cinnamon coffee cake, how much water you have to put in there?
A quarter cup.
Oh, okay. All right.
Any other questions?
Nope, no more hands.
Okay, so now we're putting the batter into the prepared pan at the moment. I say we, Nick is.
Abraham has his hand up.
Okay.
Go ahead, Abraham.
I was wondering what makes a coffee cake a coffee cake? Besides, it doesn't have coffee in it. I
I
always
can
thought
answer that one.
I always thought
I
a
can
coffee
answer
cake had
that
a
one. I know
Excuse
ground.
what
me,
makes a
excuse me.
coffee cake.
One person at
Uh,
a time, please. And right now it's Abraham's turn. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was
Yeah, it's Nick. I know
that was
what makes
Nick.
a coffee
Yeah.
cake a coffee cake. It's a cake
Okay.
you drink or eat with coffee.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not sure
that's
if
what
Nick
I
can
would
hear
say.
that. I'm not sure if Nick can hear that. Abraham's trying to ask a question. So, all right, let's. So go ahead, Abraham, with your question.
Oh, he got it. I
That
think he
was
got it.
yeah.
Oh,
That was
okay,
it
okay.
then.
That was it,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Nick. I didn't realize that was you, but I thought, oh no, someone is trying to talk over Abraham.
Now, I tend to photobomb every now and then.
We know how Nick feels about you, Abraham. Oh no, actually, maybe we don't. Okay.
So is it all even?
It gets so confusing. So yeah, totally understandable.
Mm-hmm. My perfectionist is making sure he can get every bit of batter out of that bowl.
All right. Well, you want to leave some in there so that way, if nothing, you can lick it off too.
With sour cream and raw egg, that gets a little dangerous.
With the sour cream, yeah. People eat cookie dough.
I just like to not waste it, considering eggs are like you need a car loan to buy a carton of eggs now.
We ended up getting a dozen eggs the other day, and it was $5 a dozen.
It doesn't surprise me.
It came down before at the same store. It was what, $11?
$22.
$11?
A pack of eggs.
No, that was Walmart. Was 22.
Oh yeah, that was Walmart.
Yeah, it was $11 for a carton of eggs at Market Basket. And then he went across the street to Walmart, and for a dozen eggs, it was $21 and change for a dozen just regular chicken eggs.
$21 for... Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you must have some rare chickens in New Hampshire, is all I can say.
No, just regular chickens. Just regular chicken egg.
Okay, even at our Walmart, like a dozen eggs is only like $5. That's normal. 20.
Yeah, around here that's expensive. I think it's usually what, $2 a carton.
Well, that's
Let's see the current price. Let's see. Now I'm just curious. Open Walmart.
All right. I'm out of the way. You can put it in the sink. Now we're gonna spoon over the apple pie filling. So you want the spoon, or you want me to do it?
Browse all departments. Great value large white eggs. 18 count. $6.16. 34.2.
Yeah, so 18 eggs is $6.
Yeah, I guess it really depends up here on where you actually get them.
Well, I tell you this much. I mean, the winters was already a big factor, but I certainly ain't moving to New Hampshire for the cost of living. Let me tell you.
All right, so I got the 21-ounce can of apple pie filling open. Nick's gonna spread it over the top. That one we're gonna recycle, right, hon? The can. Yeah. Yeah,
All I'm gonna say, guys, is Houston is larger than New York City, and so we've got plenty of room for you all. That's. It could probably house the entire ACB community, including all the inactive people.
Sure, but it would be big enough for a good majority of it.
Yeah. You get much. I mean, we do get the occasional snow and ice like we did last week, but no. So just. I mean, and you factor in the fact that there's a lot of people in the community that already live in the South that won't necessarily want to move. But it does get cold in other parts too. Desi's been talking about how cold it gets there in Tennessee, for instance. And
Well, it's warming up now, but man, last week it got down to 7.
yeah, last week aside, all I'm saying is Houston's a pretty big city, and the surrounding area.
Last week we had frozen water pipes, so we actually didn't have running water for about 48 hours.
Wow. See, I'm surprised. See, I expected that would be happening to us because of we're not built for snow and ice, but I guess it just didn't get that cold. But I'm surprised that happens in the areas where you guys are used to those type of temperatures.
Oh no, there's been times we've gotten Arctic winds, and our temperatures have gotten down to 40 below air temp, not wind chill.
Well, guys, that's why their eggs are so expensive, is because they can't even, they're too cold for the chickens to lay them, so they have to deliver them, but it's too cold for anybody to get up to where they're at, so.
Okay, so now bake
until golden brown and cook through about 40 minutes.
Okay,
so it's going to be longer than that up here, though.
Well, we'll check. Yeah.
It's going to be about.
All right, so we're going to bake it for 40 minutes or until golden brown. We're going to check it at 40 minutes. You going to set the oven, or you want me to set Lady? Okay. All right, so Nick's going to put it in the oven and set the oven temperature or the oven timer for 40 minutes. So, are there any questions right now?
Jill,
Did you use just a 9 by 13 pan?
Yes.
Now, did you grease the pan? Did you use parchment paper?
No, we just put a little oil in the bottom, and then I had Nick rub it around with a paper towel.
All right.
Abraham has a question.
Is there any glaze or topping to this cake?
What was the question? Sorry.
Is there any glaze or icing or something?
After, yes, you can make a glaze that you can drizzle over the top with powdered sugar and milk.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Not at this moment.
All right.
Abraham has his hand up.
All right.
I figure. Does anyone have any experience in converting recipes to so from a 9 by 13 to either a loaf cake or muffins or something like that?
No.
I was wondering if this would be a recipe to convert.
So I will read you the exact instructions for the glaze. Since I have it right here in front of me. So, what the recipe does not actually make clear is that your glaze is the 1 cup confectioner sugar and 1 tablespoon milk plus more to taste. I was wondering why it was saying that, because it's like, okay, if you're using it to bake in the thing. And what you want to do is in a medium bowl, add the confectioner's sugar and milk, and mix to combine. And if you add in any extra milk, 1/2 tablespoon at a time until the desired consistency is reached. Evenly drizzle the glaze over the top of the cake, of the cooled cake, so it has to be cooled for this. With a sharp knife, cut the cake and serve. So, good thing they mentioned the sharp knife. I mean, I didn't think you'd want to use a dull knife, but hey, what do I know? So that is what you do for the glaze. All right, let's see. And yes, she did, Jonathan. All right. Jonathan was mentioning to me how Desi mentioned the difference between the white and the yellow cake mix. She certainly did. So, very good. Okay. Anybody else on either Zoom or Clubhouse?
I'm not seeing anybody.
I'm not seeing anybody either, but that doesn't mean anything because I haven't seen anybody in 40 years. Even when they're right in front of me, I guess I can't see what's right in front of my face.
Yeah, a lot of people have that same problem.
Yeah. See, I hope I get to drive one day. Then when I do something wrong to cut somebody off and they ask me, what's the matter with you? Are you blind or something? I can say yes.
Oh, I've had, when I was in high school, my bus driver was like, "Did you see that red light?" I'm like, "What red light?" He goes, "Good."
Yeah. Problem is, I don't think that actually would work in a court of law. I mean...
no, probably not. But then again, he also tried to fake me out with a photocopy of a bill versus a regular dollar bill, and it didn't work.
Yeah, that would not... I've had people try those interesting Somebody was surprised once when I told them it's not real money, and they were like, well, how do you know? I was like, well, the paper feels different, for a starter.
Yep.
Yeah. Besides, at least kids, I'm sure it's sighted adults know these things. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know what those people know. But I imagine they can, an adult at least would know that, the texture of like money paper versus just regular paper that you write on. Okay, enough on that. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule. And it looks like we're going to end early today, so that's going to be good, but ending for good reasons this time, not like last week. Okay, coming up. Ooh, this is going to be an exciting one. And February 5th, we are going to have Making Bread with Danette. And she's going to talk about her bread machine and how she became the breadwinner of her family. Well, I don't know about that part, but definitely the bread machine. And Snickerdoodle Muffins. And Bob?
Yeah, that was so I could remember that's the recipe in my Braille note.
Okay, I was going to say, if you're going to be making the muffins in your Braille note, that's going to be extremely interesting to people. Yeah. Your Braille devices can do a whole lot more than what even humanware advertises. Did you now know you can use them to cook?
So, Abraham has a question.
Yes.
Just quickly, you said February 5th? It's February 4th.
No, February 5th.
5th is a Wednesday.
Yeah, February 4th is a Tuesday, so...
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Then my calendar was off. But that's okay.
Alright, technicalities. Okay. Anyway... And, yeah, because then that would make the 11th, the next day, which is what is written in there. So if you add 4 plus 7, you get 11. But if you add 5 plus 7, you get 12. No, they were talking this morning about how they love math on the cooking call. So, and if you like even more math, then make sure you check out Lucy's Abacus call every other Tuesday. Not this week; it's the games to play with Lady A, but you can learn how to use the abacus if you feel so inclined. All right.
Melissa has her hand up.
Yes.
I think we should add Dutch oven chicken for the recipe.
Well, if you have the ability to make it live on the call or pre-record it, let me know. At the moment, like I said, I don't have a working oven, and so I'm not going to commit to any oven-type recipes at the moment. We've still...
I mean, when you get your oven fixed, when you get it fixed...
We've already got a back order on oven-related recipes, because there was chocolate chip cookies that I did not get a chance to make. And
I wonder if Heidi can help make it with...
Well, that's something we can talk to her about later on.
Okay.
All right. Right now to February 18th, if I get my oven working back by then, we're going to be making those Vegas cookies. If not, then we will have Becky make another star appearance. And then something I found off of Facebook the other day, and I was like, oh yes, I've so got to try this. And the best part is that it doesn't require an oven. On the February 25th, chocolate chip cookie dough pie. And this one actually does not require any unsafe ingredients or anything like that. So I am super looking forward to that. And...
We do have a hand up.
All right, let's get to our hand and then we'll go look at March.
Dora Lee?
Yes.
Hi, good morning, Harvey from Lake Tahoe, Nevada. I enjoy your cooking and I'm late, but I was wondering where can we get the past recipe? I really want that, the one that you did last week. I can't remember, the name escaped me. But thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay, so where can you get the past recipes? There are several ways. One, some of my more recent YouTube videos includes the Dropbox link in the comments. I also try to post it regularly on the ACB Cooks list. And you can always reach out to me privately as well to ask for a specific recipe or for the Dropbox link that contains the majority of my past recipes. And if you if you don't have my email, then just reach out through community@acb.org and it will get to me and I will respond to you. But yeah, I do keep a Dropbox folder of pretty much the majority of the recipes, and they are in text form, so that way anybody can read them without any difficulties. So okay, let's take and welcome to the call, by the way. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So what have we got for you all in March? Well, Becky is going to be making for us cream of mushroom soup, the homemade type. And then festive mint chip donuts with Heidi. Ooh, that definitely sounds scrumptious. And then pizza crazy people with Heidi at the end of March. So, maybe then, Melissa, if I should have a working oven by then, so I can see about squeezing in your Dutch oven chicken for the third week in March.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
And there you go. So Heidi,
do you want me to send the recipe again?
Yes.
Or okay, I'll send it to you again.
Send it to me again. And okay. So Heidi, do you want to tell us about pizza crazy people?
This is gonna be a bunch of different recipes that I found that are pizza themed. So I have pizza dip. I have a couple of different pizza bakes. Pepperoni pizza roll. pepperoni pizza rolls. So anything pizza related. I have a pizza quiche that I have in there. And there's going to be, I know there's 2 other ones that I got to type into it, but pizza stuffed shells is going to be one. Pizza muffins.
All right. Well, we should have redone things a little bit because this would have been a great call to prepare people for the Super Bowl, but that's okay. Pizza's good any time of the year. All right.
And then at the end of April, it's going to be mystery muffins. So anything that's muffin related. So I know one of them is going to be a sweet potato muffin. I know there's malted milk ball muffins that I have a recipe for. So
Ooh, that sounds good.
kind of one of those interesting. Really?
Malted milk ball muffins. Yeah, I think I'm going to make those. So.
Yeah.
Now we have English muffins. I wonder if we have any American muffins or Canadian muffins or.
Well, we have Canadian bacon.
Yeah, that is true. So you put.
You put the English muffin with the Canadian bacon.
Yep.
And an expensive egg, and you have a nice sandwich.
There you go. All right. Wow, I still can't get over the fact that I know there's been some bird flu epidemics, so.
Yeah, and that's what's driving the eggs and chicken prices.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, those eggs. It was one time. It used to be gold was the most valuable thing.
Yeah, now it's becoming chicken.
Yeah, now it's become chicken. It's become eggs. Was toilet paper at one point.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, remember, so people will be, one day you'll be able to tell your kids and grandkids, I remember the toilet paper rush of 2020. There was a virus going around and people thought of all things that be disappearing was toilet paper. But we survived it, and you youngins don't know how good you have it now because we're probably in a futuristic society where such things don't exist anymore. So, because isn't that how our grandparents talked to us? About
yeah, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So, we won't delve into that much issue. Let's wipe it away and continue on. But this is what happens when you have a bored cook. Because I would have loved to have made this coffee cake. And I would have under normal circumstances, but yeah.
And this is going to be breakfast, so.
Exactly. All right. So, that's what we got coming up for you for the next couple of months. So, if you would like to submit anything, we'd love to have you. It would definitely be good to know if once you're going to participate in the call, if you're actually going to cook live on the show, if you're going to do pre-recorded, or if you're just going to do a discussion. So that way I know how to plan accordingly. So that is something to I will be asking you about if you don't already tell me, of course. So.
Yeah, because I have 3 calls that have I've got so many recipes that we'd probably be going till the end of time before I could get to all of them. So I put them all together and we'll do like the pizza crazy people and mystery muffins, and I've got another one that I'm working on is leftover chicken. So what you can use your leftover chicken for. So
freeze it. It might be valuable one day.
Yeah, tell me about it. The way things are going now. Yeah.
You never know what is valuable. Like, I learned now that it's not cooking related, but it's Apple device. I learned now that you can buy used iPhones for thousands of dollars with the TikTok app on them.
Yeah, Nick said that he found some that people were asking $10,000. I'm like, seriously?
And I'm disappointed. If I'd have known this would be the thing, I would have saved my old iPhone, reset it to factory defaults because I don't want my account info on there. Downloaded TikTok. And, made a killing just off of, selling an old smartphone with TikTok. If I'd have known. But I guess
Exactly.
you don't know. Though, ironically, I did find a use for TikTok for the first time in my life yesterday when I was looking to see if something could be air fried, and what came up in the Google results but a TikTok video answering that question. So yesterday, cooking related was the first time I've actually ever used TikTok. Now it wasn't the app; it was on the web, but and it didn't make me an addict or anything like that. It's like, okay, that's interesting. I could sit there and watch videos like that all day, I suppose, but we got other things to do. So, Morning Mingle is happening next hour for those that want to come mingle in the morning. We've also got games to play with Lady A today, run by Lucy. And right after that is Homophones with Mary. Very fun call. Also, we've got All Paws on Deck. We've got the Sight Loss call. How about Braille Room? And in contrast, finally, somebody had the courage to do it. And did they find the perfect time? I don't know, but it's all about cats tonight. So there is a cat's call. So don't tell your dogs, all right? But, better make sure there's no mice. The mice might want to stay away too. But yes, it's all about cats. So, we've got that. We've got Tuesday topics. We've got conversational French.
Tunisian crochet.
All right, I did.
Busy schedule today.
A very busy schedule. So, what are any other countries? Why Tunisia?
I don't know.
So we got English muffins, Canadian bacon, Tunisian crochet,
Turkish vans. Right, Lily?
I've heard of Turkish delight, but all right. We got French toast.
He's got a recipe for Turkish delight.
Yep. You got French toast. You got Spanish rice. You've got Mexican pizza.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you got dessert pizza too.
Yes, you do. No games call happening this week. That will return next week. So,
Deborah has her hand up.
All right.
Go ahead, Deborah.
Can you hear me, Herbie?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I just wondered. I got into the call a little late, so I just wondered what was cooking today.
Heidi is making us apple pie coffee cake.
Oh, cool. Oh, all right. Yeah. So I just wondered because I got in here late, and your conversation was interesting about Canadian bacon, English muffins, and Turkish delight. And
yeah, well, the cake is baking, so.
The bake is caking, is it?
A bake is caking.
Okay.
Yep, the bake is caking.
Okay.
Now, I forgot to. So, with the can of apple pie filling, it was just your standard can, right? It wasn't a flip top.
It was a pull top.
It was a pull top. Okay.
It was a pull top. I was actually surprised. I'm like, great, now I got to get the can opener out. Nope, it was a pull top. I was like, okay, happy with that.
Excellent. Well, I tell you what, guys. Since we got a little bit of time, do we have any other raised hands? First of all,
we do not.
All right, so since this call is in the dwelling place, I'm going to briefly show you another toy that I got for Christmas. And this is a stick vacuum. So yes, I use it in the kitchen a lot, and I'm far away from my mic because I'm over here by my closet, so that I do intentionally sound distant. But I thought I'd let you hear how quiet this vacuum is that I just recently got. If it'll come back together, thank you. And it's also useful because I do eat in this office, so. And how do you like that? A vacuum that I don't have to fight over noise level-wise.
Not bad.
What do you think of that? I don't know how well that came through on the mic there, but...
we could hear it.
But could you tell it sounds like a little bit quieter than your average vacuum?
Yes.
Yes. So, the tricky thing with that thing is keeping it level when you're. I found that I had to get used to because it's so. It's not as sturdy as your typical plug-in vacuum, so I found I had to just get used to keeping it a little bit balanced, but not quite like riding a bike. But that's the only drawback. But it actually runs. It's a stick vacuum. It runs on a battery, so you just recharge the battery. And I forget the exact model of this one, but it's pretty cool actually. So I just thought I'd show that off real quick since we've got time. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming today. We've had Dazzling Desi hosting, Diane for broadcasting / streaming, sending our signal around the world in 80 days. And
hopefully it'll be quicker than that.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully, yes. And I want to thank each and every one of you for coming, whether you were active or just listened, or you listened to this via the stream replay or the archive. I just want you to know that you are appreciated. And I do love to, of course, hear from the audience. Or if you have feedback, like Melissa did, on things you'd like me to consider making, that can be useful. Melissa's actually given me 2 recipes. The other one I still need to look at to see about doing is the Mexican meatballs, and that'll be on a thing I'll look at for possibly April. I did want to try the Dutch oven chicken, and so I'm very curious about that one.
And I do have a lot of crock pot recipes and stuff, but I'm just trying to figure out what people want to get recipes for as well. So
Yep. So, but, and of course, like I said, if you want to contribute to the call too, you can always find me through community@acb.org, and of course on various community calls as well. But it always gets to me when you write to community. So,
and it does smell good in here.
All right.
Which is a plus.
Now, are you gonna make the glaze?
Do you want to do the glaze or do you want to try it as is?
Try it as is.
We're going to try it as is first.
All right, sounds good. So, with that, this is the last call for hands.
I'm sure not seeing any.
All right. Well, then on that note, Desi, Diane, you may close the rooms. And oh, real quick, we also have a Dice World group in community, so make sure you check that out. And since that's becoming the thing to mention around here, my Dice World username for anybody that wants to get beaten. I mean, play me. Sorry about that. Fuzzy151. FUZZY 151. I play all the games. I prefer bonus. And but I'll play anything and anybody. So there you go. All right.
Minerva.
Yep. Minerva. And with that, now you both may end the rooms.